Welcome back to the South African Morning. Now, it's the age-old problem. You finish university and get a job, but now you can't get credit because you've got no credit history. Definitely happened to me. Now, Fleeker Finance says it has a solution. It allows students to take out small loans at a nominal interest rate of 2%. Now, that helps the students build up a good credit record. The company started by Asonele Gevenga, who is a final year BCom student. Asonele joins me now to discuss this further. Very, very interesting innovation that you've started there, Asonele. And maybe just give us a sense on what is Fleeker and really beyond what I've just said, the reasons that you thought it was important to start this initiative.
Good morning and thank you so much for the opportunity. Fleeker Finance is a company that seeks to help students to build a credit history while in varsity. So the motivation for starting this company, as you've said, that you also had an issue after you graduated. You wanted to get credit, but because you didn't have a credit history, it was difficult for you to get credit. Or if you did, you got credit on maybe high interest rates. And this is how the financial system works, because banks are trying to protect themselves because they don't know how risky you are as a borrower. So it's safe for them to charge you a high interest rate or not give you credit at all so that they can protect themselves. So where Fleeker comes in is that we come in as a solution. So we help students while they're still in varsity early. We help them build their credit history so that by the time they graduate, they have a good starting point, and their credit history is going to speak for itself.
Right, talk us through the uptake of this. I know that students, based on my experience, would usually take out clothing accounts that they're unable to pay back and the like. So how attractive has this particular initiative been to students?
In just 2 weeks of releasing the sign-ups to students, it's been really welcomed by students. In the first week, we had over 100 students signing up, and this week we had over 100% increase to that number. So students are really accepting it, and they really love the product. And the nice thing about it is that it takes a lot of things into consideration. It doesn't put students in debt trap, so the maximum amount a student can get is 150. As opposed to clothing account, which can give them like 4,000 Rand, and students will take up that credit and not be able to pay it back. So what we're doing is that we're building a brand that is student friendly by ensuring that the limit is very small, at the same time to help students to avoid getting to any debt trap.
Right, and I'm glad you bring that up, because I was thinking with anything that's got to do with credit, there are some risks. Based on your analysis, research and growing Fleeker, what have you defined as some of the risks that could potentially present themselves?
Sorry, risks presenting themselves to Fleeker Finance or to students?
In both.
Okay, so the risk to Fleeker Finance will be students not paying back their loans, which is a bad thing for them, because we're trying to help them build a credit history. We're not trying to be a loan provider or something. We're just giving them the money so that they can build a credit history. So that's something we don't want, but that's a risk that Fleeker Finance might have to bear. At the same time, we've tried our best to reduce the risks for students. For example, what we did is that if a student borrows a certain amount, they cannot be able to go over the limit of 150, which really reduces the limit, the credit for the student. Because once a student owes 150, they cannot borrow more than that. So the risk is very little for students, but the most of the risk is from our side.
Right, and then just a final thought from you, Asonele. Is this just something you've piloted at UCT, or is it a nationwide project that you've launched?
We piloted at UCT, but it's a nationwide initiative. For example, this week we had sign-ups from most of the universities in South Africa, from BEDS, from CPUT, from Stellenbosch, UWC, Vega, after. So it's not for UCT only. It's just that it started at UCT.
Right. Many thanks for your time this morning, and I'm sure it's something that students are going to really appreciate when it comes to building up a credit record and getting into the working world and being able to get some items on credit. Asonele Gevenga there, who is the founder of Fleeker Finance.